Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you basically my perfect base makeup routine, and I'm also going to be reviewing the diamond blender from Base Beauty, which basically looks like this. It's the silicone sponge blender that everybody has been raving about over, like beauty blender sponges and everything like that. So I'm going to be reviewing this for you today and I'm super excited to start using it. I've been waiting to film this video for a long time again, just because I had loads of other videos to film. And yeah, I'm really excited to start using this. So if you want to see what products I use to achieve my perfect base makeup, then just keep watching. So the blender looks like this, and it comes in this packaging. This is the Base Beauty social media if you want to have a look. I'm going to leave all their links down below for you to check out. But this is what the blender looks like. Oh, excuse the pen on my hand. I've been writing essays for the past 2 days because I have exams coming up. So yeah, it always happens. So this is what it looks like, and it's basically like a silicone blender. As you can see, it's like flat on this side and then kind of like raised on the other, and it has tiny little glitter spectacles in it, which is so cute. I've only seen the ones without glitter, but this one is so much better, so pretty. So that's what that looks like, and it's basically a lot more hygienic than a beauty blender sponge would be, just because you apply your makeup with this and then you rinse it under the water, under the tap, and it's clean. Where with a beauty sponge, this is my beauty blender washed, and as you can see, it's still like brown and has foundation on it, which is not very good because there's a lot of bacteria in there probably. And then it also doesn't waste your makeup. So the amount of makeup that I use is like when I use my beauty blender. So most of the makeup is absorbed by the beauty blender, where this doesn't absorb your makeup at all, which is amazing. So your foundation, for example, or your concealer will last you for a lot longer. And I always run out of foundations and concealers, so I'm excited for that. Again, it's really easy to clean just because you run it under the tap and it's clean within like 2 seconds. Where with a sponge, you actually have to proper like squeeze it and all to try and get the like dirty makeup from it. The last thing is that it proves to have flawless application, which I don't know yet. I'm going to try it out in a second and see it for myself. But yeah, I really hope it works, and yeah, I love it, and it feels so cool and spongy. Anyway, that's that. Oh, it's also cruelty free, so it's not tested on animals or anything like that, which is a bonus. So I'm going to start with all my makeup right here in this little box. So I'm going to start with applying my primer, and the primer I'm going to be using is the Kiko Radiant Boost Face Base. I use this in my other videos, but I've been really loving this, and it does apply my makeup a lot nicer. What am I saying? My makeup looks a lot nicer with this underneath my foundation than it like does without it. So I have that on the back of my hand, and I was just going to put this on with like my fingers, but I figured out that I might as well use it with this silicone blender thing. So I have my mirror here, and I'm going to start applying it. I'm going to apply it with the flat side of it and just kind of pat it in or something. So let's go. So that's what that looks like. Oh, it's so weird. It's really strange, but it's really gentle, like underneath your eyes and everything. It literally just glides under them. Okay, so that's done a good job. It's really weird because you're literally like spreading the product on your face, where usually with a beauty blender you like pat it. I guess you could do this with this as well. With the foundation, I'll probably do that in a minute as well. But with this, I'm just kind of spreading it all over my face. I have to say it's really nice for the primer as well, just because you don't have to touch it with your fingers. What if your fingers are like dirty or something, which they shouldn't be because you wash your hands before you do your makeup. And yeah, but I really like it, and it's so smooth, like you don't even understand. It's so nice. It probably looks really silly because I'm like but, and that was already the whole face, and I still have product left on my hand, so I could have used a lot less product right there. Next I have my foundation, and the perfect foundation for my base, and I'm always going back to this foundation, is the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation. It looks like this. You probably all have seen this foundation, but it is honestly my favorite foundation of all time. And I would usually put 2 pumps of this on the back of my hand, but I'm going to put 1 pump, and we're going to see where that takes me, if I need another pump, or if this is enough, or even if it's too much. So I'm just going to basically take that on the little blender and just start kind of applying it, spreading it across my face. This foundation isn't like full coverage. It's like light to medium, and it's definitely buildable. So I will be going back and putting more on any areas in a few. So going with the other cheek. I feel like the 1 pump will be enough, just because I have loads left on my hand, and I already like did like my cheeks and like my forehead. So, oh my god, I'm saving a whole pump of foundation, which is not a lot for like 1 use. But when you think about it, if I use 1 pump all the time now, that's going to save me so much foundation. It's literally going to last twice as long. It's definitely strange at the beginning when you apply it, because I'm just not used to applying makeup with something like this. I'm used to like a sponge that you like dab on your face. So this is what's left from the 1 pump that I had on my hand. So 1 pump is more than enough of foundation. Like I just keep taking it and building it up, but I could just stop here, but I'm just not going to waste this, and I'm just going to apply like a thicker layer onto my face. I can't talk today. I seem to never be able to talk in my videos. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Neutral, and then I'm also going to be mixing that with the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Fair as well. So I'm just mixing both of those just because I'm running out of this one, but I really need to repurchase it just because it's like one of my favorite concealers ever. So I'm just going to put some of that under my eyes, and then the Collection concealer I'm just going to put a tiny bit underneath my eyes and kind of on my cheeks where they tend to be red, because I'm just going to blend that nicely in on my chin. And yeah, so like this, it looks ridiculous. So now I'm going to take this and see how it goes. On my nose, it kind of cakes the product on, whereas a beauty blender or a beauty sponge would kind of get rid of all the like excess makeup. Maybe I'm applying too much. Maybe that's like the reason. But it just looks like it's caking up on like my nose. So maybe this is good for foundation, but I'm just not sure about concealer. Just because, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see how cakey it is right here? As I said, maybe I'm just applying too much makeup, but it is kind of cakey right there. So I might go back in with my beauty blender and kind of pat that in, just because I don't like the way that looks. Next, I'm taking a powder just to set the concealer underneath my eyes, and the powder I'm going to be using is the RCMA Original No Color Powder, which just looks like this. You probably heard like of it before, and I got it recently, kind of. I got it a couple of weeks ago, and I've been using it ever since, just to set my concealer, and I really like it. I'm not a fan of the packaging, but I think everybody has said that. So I just get this amount of powder onto my hand, and I usually do this with a beauty blender. I usually put my beauty blender in this and kind of set it, tap it underneath my eyes. But I will use this just for the sake of the video and see what it actually works. So it is on there. It stuck to it, so that's good. So I'm just going to... Okay. I guess that worked. Yeah, that applied it nicely. I thought it was a bit too much product at the beginning, because it comes out like that, when with a sponge it doesn't. But you blend it in nicely and it works just as fine. Next, I'm going to be taking some MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to basically sweep this anywhere around my face that it would kind of get oily throughout the day. So my forehead, my chin, and like around my nose, and then the rest I just spread around basically. I'm then going to bronze and contour my face. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Soap and Glory Solar Powder, which looks like this, and I've been using it a lot. I actually hit pan just there, as you can see. So I'm just going to kind of swirl my brush in this and bronze up my face. I always tend to go down like on my neck a little, just to blend my face in with my neck, but not like majorly. So this is all I really do for bronzer. And then I take the Benefit Hoola bronzer, which looks like this, and I take it with like a contour brush, and this is the bronzer that I contour with. So I just take a little bit on my brush like this, and I tap off the excess, just so it's not too harsh. Next is highlight time, and for that I'm going to be using the BAM Merry Luminizer, my favourite highlight of all time, and I just pop some of this onto my cheeks. Not on my leg. The whole brush just fell with the product on my leg. So I basically just apply that on my cheeks, and it's so nice. And then I also take the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle from MAC, and I don't apply this with a brush, just because if you put your brush in here, it literally goes all over the place. So I take it on my finger like so. It's a really pretty highlight, and I basically just dab that on top of the other highlight, just to make it a little bit more intense, I guess. So then it looks like this, but I'm going to blend it a little bit with that brush that I used for the other highlight. I don't know if you understand what I mean. but I'm just blending those two together. And that's basically what I do for my highlight. The last thing that I do with my base is that I spray my face with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. This is the best setting spray I've ever used, and it's just so nice. And the day I run out, I'm going to cry. So this is my base right now. As you can see, it's very like glowy and bronzy, and yeah, I really like it like this. So I'm going to go put my brows on, do something with my eyes and my lips, and then I'll be back. So this is my finished makeup, and as you can see, I now added my brows, my eyes and my lips. And again, I really like my base. This is the base that I usually go for, so this is the base that you would see me use on a daily basis. And again, I really like it. As for the Diamond Base Beauty blender, I have mixed reviews. I think it applied my foundation really nicely, and I think that it would be really nice for applying foundation. And I will be using this for foundation just because it saves me a whole pump of the product, and that's really cool. And I will definitely be using this for foundation. I'm not, on the other hand, going to be using this for my concealer, just because, as you might have seen in the clip, it kind of made it a little bit more cakey. I feel like the bad thing about this would be if you have dry skin or textured skin with blemishes or acne scars or anything like that. And I feel like the concealer that you use with this, it would kind of cake onto those patches, like dry patches or anything like that. So yeah, I wouldn't use this for concealer if I was you. Maybe it works for someone else, so that's fine, but it didn't really work for me. And yeah, that's basically the only thing that I wouldn't use it for. I liked it for the powder to set my concealer. It worked perfectly fine, just as a beauty blender would work. And yeah, I really like it overall. But again, don't use it for concealer. I wouldn't use it personally for concealer because I had to go back in with the sponge and kind of blend it in. But I do really like it, and I definitely will be using this for foundation. And I might actually try it out for cream contour, because I figured you could bend this a little bit and then kind of contour like this. So I might do that in my next video. I might try this out for a cream contour or even cream highlight. It would be nice as well, just to pat it on your cheeks. So keep that in mind. Don't look at the concealer side and be like, whoa, no, that's terrible, because honestly it's perfect for foundation. And it saves you a lot of product. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you like my base makeup routine. I really like it because it's bronzy and glowy at the same time, so it's perfect for summer months and everything like that. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite or must-have product for your base makeup is. Is it foundation? Is it concealer, powder, bronzer, highlight, setting spray? Let me know what ones are your favorite, because I would love to know. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already, because you get to see my face a lot more in your subscription box. And I'll see you all in my next video. And I think next video will be a tanning routine. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Bye!